Yo, what's going on guys, Dylbobz here and welcome back to a brand new Rocket League video here on the channel. Now in today's video, we're going to be looking at some tips and tricks on how you can get better at Rocket League. These tips and these tricks will make you better at Rocket League. I guarantee they will help you in some way, even if they're just a reminder to make you think to do this more often. Even if you already knew them, at least it will stick in your head. But basically this is for newer players and experienced players. Hopefully this video has something in here that helps and hopefully just gives a reminder on how you can get better at Rocket League. So before we jump into this, let me just ask you guys a question. Comment down below, what rank are you in Rocket League? Comment, be truthful, don't just be like Grand Champ when you're a Bronze 2 or whatever. Like, be truthful, what rank are you down below? I want to see what rank you guys are, and you're probably all better than me, but I mean, I may not be the best Rocket League player, but I can assure you these will make you better at Rocket League. So let's jump into the video. So first up, we actually have one of the biggest things about Rocket League. One of the key things to success is communication. So if you're doing 1v1s, then this doesn't really apply as much, but I mean, Rocket League isn't just about 1v1s, it's about 2v2s, 3v3s, solo standard, you've got 4v4s, you've got a bunch of different game modes where you're working as a team. Now mostly it's 2v2s and 3v3s, because obviously in esports and stuff we have that. But 2v2s are really good because you can have a partner and basically you've got to pass through the air, you can like do passes, you can trick them, you can blow up the enemies and things like that. It's all about communication, but here's a few things that you need to know when you're thinking of communication. So first of all, let's imagine you're going into doubles or 3v3s with some friends in real life, some friends that you have that you can talk to on Discord or whatever. Then do it. Talk to them on Discord and make call outs. Say, I'm going to rotate back to goal. Say, I'm centering. Make every call out you can, because in the end, trust me, it will be worth it, because you guys will be organized. You'll know where each other are and you'll be able to play as a team. So some different things you can say is obviously aside, like, just say, hey, I'm going to be in goal now, or dude, I'm going to center, get in the air, or I've not got much boost left, guys, I'm going to go back to goal, things like that, so your team know, and they can obviously change the way they play depending on the scenario, whether you've got boost or not, etc. So it's really good to communicate. But if you guys don't know how you can communicate with your friends, if you're on any console, you can just get in a party with them, obviously simple as that. But if you're on PC, all you want to do is download Discord or Skype. Now Skype, I think, brings a lot more lag to the computer. It's just a bit more heavy on the computer. But Discord, it's a really good thing. I'll leave a link down below if you don't have it. But Discord is pretty good for talking to your friends. You can get like parties in there and stuff. You can do that. Or even on like the last bit of hope, you can use the in-game chat. But I mean, that kind of sucks. So you don't really want to be doing that. And also, the enemy can hear you. So it's a bit dodgy in-game chat. But anyway, let's move on to when you're solo queuing. So if you don't know what solo queuing is, it's when you go to 2v2s or 3v3s without an actual partner. You're just going to get paired with random people. Then obviously you're not going to have Discord with them because you don't know who they are. But a thing you can actually do with this is the in-game chat. Now, as you know, a lot of the in-game chat is used for toxic people saying like, what a save, what a save, what a save, even though you missed the ball, and things like that, and it's just toxic people, the chat is. But in ranked, it comes pretty useful. So the team side of the chat is really good. You can say nice shot, you can say I need boost and things like that. But what you want to do is assign some pretty good stuff to that. So if you actually go to options on your Rocket League and go to chat on the far right, you'll see these settings. Now you know what these settings are because you probably use them in game. So if you press 1, 2, 3 or 4 in on PC, you can like change what you say and say something in chat really quickly without having to type it. And on consoles, it's the D-pad. But basically, you can actually change what you say on the quick chat menu. So obviously, to start with, you'll have I got it, need boost, take the shot, and defending, which are 4 of the best ones, to be honest. Psionics really hooked you up with that actually, but I got it is a really good one because obviously then you don't want to be ball chasing, because if 2 people go to the ball at the same time, it's gonna be hell, because you're gonna crash into each other. You're both gonna be out of boost. You're both gonna be stuck in a twist, and the enemy can just take a shot when there's no goalie. It's really easy. So I got it is a really good one. Use it when you can, if you have to. Obviously, it's better not to solo queue, but obviously solo queuing is quite competitive and a lot of people do it. Need boost you probably don't need that one, so you could probably change that one to centering. Now centering's a good one because then you can let your teammate know, hey dude, get ready for this, it's going to be a center, and they can put their trust in you to make a decent center, and at least they'll know. Because the need boost one, I mean, it's good, but it's not as important as telling them when you center. Obviously this is preference, you can have it as need boost if you want. If you know you're the person who runs out of boost all the time, then obviously that would probably be more important to you. Or if you're the person who's in goal more often, you might not want to do the centering one as much, but you know, centering's a really good one. So the third one, take the shot, is perfectly fine. Take the shot is good because you can let them know, like, it's all yours dude, I don't want it, you take the shot, go for it. Obviously you could change that one to need boost because that one's not very important either, but defending is a good one as well. It lets you know, like, it's sort of saying rotate dude. Like, say you're up front and they're in goal, you can just say defending, and then they'll know that you're coming back and they can go out. And then the compliments, reactions, apologies, and post-game, well, the compliments, reactions, and apologies, don't use them at all. Like, seriously, I know, like, saying sorry and no problem, it's obviously good, it's what a nice person does, but it's pointless because it's every time you move one of your fingers to the D-pad or the key, you're taking your concentration off the game. Maybe you slip up because you're trying to type sorry or no problem, like the 1,000 times that I see in casual games when everyone's like sorry, sorry, no problem, no problem. It's like, I think we're done with saying sorry 1,000 times and just get on with the game. Say you're going, like, say you're dribbling with the ball and then you mess up and you say sorry, but then the enemy team actually messed up and you could have took a shot, but you were too busy typing sorry in the chat and you miss an opportunity for the game. So just don't use any of them, to be honest. Don't use, well, definitely don't use nice shot, what a save and stuff. Or, well, nice shot maybe if the shot actually went in and the game's not starting, but like all the other ones, just screw them. There's no point taking your concentration off the actual main aspect of the game just to type sorry in the chat. So now we've got communication all covered up. Hopefully you understand now how important communication is. I can't stress it enough. Communication is key when it comes to Rocket League. Trust me guys, it is. So anyway, next up is a trick more than a tip. It's pretty good. A lot of people know this. Actually, hundreds of people know this. Thousands of people know this. But basically, I learned this right when I started Rocket League because I was watching the Llamas's video, I'm pretty sure. So I learned this trick from him, but obviously there's a bunch of tutorials showing this. It's the backwards half flip, I like to call it. So basically, have you ever found yourself, when you first started Rocket League, or maybe even now after having Rocket League for ages, you still don't know this, but have you ever found yourself in the situation where you're trying to reverse, or you're reversing, and you need to turn your car around, but then turning your car around takes too long, and then by that time the enemy's scored or something? You can pull off the backwards half flip. So as you can see, what you do with the backwards half flip is you backflip and then spin around, so you don't lose any momentum. In fact, you actually speed up from the normal reversing because you get the momentum from doing the backflip, and then when you spin you get a smooth landing and there's no messing around. You literally back to your half as quick as possible. It's really good, and it actually works if you want to do some cool freestyles and aerials, but I mean, we don't have to worry about that. This is basically how you get better at Rocket League. We don't need to worry about freestyling at the moment. I mean, that's the full advanced stuff. I mean, you don't have to be there, but obviously we all want to improve. But yeah, the backwards half flip. So what you want to do is, I'll break it down for you. So you want to do a backflip. So on console, you want to hold back and then double tap A or whatever your jump is set to. So you want to pull back and double tap, and then soon as the double tap is done, you want to pull forward again so that your car stays upside down. Now your car will be hovering upside down, and if you don't press anything after that, you'll be upside down sliding around. So then what you want to do is quickly, after you've held yourself upside down, you want to just turn the joystick and just make yourself like position correctly again. It's harder to explain. It's not hard to do, guys, once you practice a few times. So just break it down. So do the backflip and then hold forward so that your car's upside down. Try that like 10 times, and then afterwards quickly implement the rotation, the 180 like rotation in, and then you're good to go. So on PC, what you want to do is you want to be reversing with S, you want to double tap your mouse and then quickly press W, and then press shift and press A or D depending on which way you want to rotate. Now it sounds difficult, but really I can do this perfectly every time now because you just get so used to it, it becomes second nature to you. But anyway guys, moving on to number 3 on this tips and tricks video, we've got boost collection. Now I know there's some of you out there that are always seem to be running out of boost. You're like, dude, need boost, guys. Listen, boost collection is obviously, boost in Rocket League is one of the most important things in Rocket League, because without boost you can't do aerials, you can't beat people to the goal, you can't make cool saves, you can't make any saves really, you can't do much without boost. So maintaining boost is seriously important to Rocket League. So I'm going to break down a few things that you can do to make sure you don't keep running out of boost. So, first of all, say the ball is really high in the air and you want to go for an aerial but you have about 60 boost. Now yes, you could probably make it, but what are the chances that you can make it and make sure your car is in the correct position to get the shot perfectly in the goal? And then what if you miss and you need to reposition yourself to score the score off the backboard or whatever? You can't. So just that quick 2-second decision needs to be correct. You need to be thinking of the scenario. Like if you've got like 70 boost or less, you probably don't want to go for an aerial that's on the very top of the map. But if it's like halfway towards the bottom, then go for it. But just think about where you're going to be landing, and do you have enough boost to get to another boost pad to get back to your own half to save if they obviously push forward. So before you go up for aerials, think about it. Don't go up for every aerial, because sometimes it's better to wait for the enemy to slip up and go in for the chance then. Also, the small boost pads, so many people don't utilize these. The small boost pads are extremely important. Now you probably just look around for the 100% boost pads, and some of you probably even just sit on the 100% boost pads until they reappear. Now don't do this. You don't need 100 boost to do everything. You don't need 100 boost to make a save. You don't need 100 boost to score a goal. You only need a little bit of boost to obviously get that extra bit. Obviously sometimes you do need 100 boost, you do need more boost, but those little bits do really make a difference. You get 12 every time you go over a a boost pad. And all you want to do is, when you're driving, obviously don't concentrate on the boost pads, concentrate on the game, but on where the ball is and stuff, but go for the boost pads when in doubt. Also, say you're sitting in goal in the box, get boost pads. Say the ball's not coming yet, quickly go and get the small boost pads and reposition back in goal. Also, when you're doing kickoffs, make sure you get the boost pads on the way to the kickoff. Get the small boost pads. Trust me, it really does work. And obviously, if you have that tiny bit more boost after a kickoff, you have the chance to push forward and get a breakaway and get through and score. So, boost collection, guys, just think about, look at your boost, take notice of how much boost you've got all the time, because it is important. So, fourth in this tips and tricks video is assign roles. So this doesn't occur to 1v1 really. Obviously in 1v1s you've got to talk about placement, but that's such a broad thing that I'm not going to talk about that. But sort of similar to that, in doubles, in 3v3s, in 4v4 chaos, you want to assign roles. So figure out in your team, in your squad, who is better in goal and who is better at striking, who is better at aerials and things like that. So whoever's best in goal, make sure they're in goal or further back more often. Obviously don't sit in goal. What you want to do is just let them drive around the goal a bit and obviously swoop in and get saves and push up when they need to, but assign roles so you know where everybody is and when they should be there. So maybe you got a striker who knows, everyone knows that, oh look, the ball is pushing, he's got boost, he's going to push, I'm going to lay back for just in case he misses and he gets a pass in or a centre. And then obviously the striker can go up and knowing, and doesn't have to tell his team, like he knows that they're going to back off and let him shoot because he is the striker, because you've assigned that role to him. It really does help when you're doing games, and it's fun to just assign roles to each other and basically work like a proper team. Also, like when you have roles, you need to know, you need to say when you want to rotate. So if you didn't know, rotating in Rocket League is not spinning your car around. It means basically say you're in doubles and you have a goalie and somebody up front. If you want to rotate, it just means you're going to swap positions basically. So the goalie's going to come out, take a massive kick, so then the striker can come back and sit in goal. So assigning roles is pretty important, and it just makes the team flow a lot better if you each have an assigned role and know what you're going to be doing. And it just makes the team a lot better and more fun to actually play the game. So anyway, number 5 is warm up with some training and casual, because trust me, jumping straight into competitive is not what you want to be doing. I've done that once and it is awful, because I noticed that if you've not played Rocket League in say a week or something, even in just a day, if you've not played Rocket League for a little bit of time, you need to adjust. So when you first play your first game, you might not be as good, because what I notice is you sort of tense up more, and like your wrist is more firm when you're with the controller and the keyboard, and it's just, you got to get the feel, because to be honest, Rocket League, if you've been playing it for such a long time, is what you'd call second nature, but it just takes that little bit of time to get back into it. It's a bit like riding a bike, but not really. So say I mean, riding a bicycle is pretty easy no matter what. Like, if you've not done it for 5 years, you can still do it, but I mean, like, you can't do it as good as you used to, because it takes time to ease back into it and do that. So one little tip that I want to tell you guys, or one major tip actually, is make sure that you're in a good mood when you're warming up and when you play your competitive games, because if you're not in a good mood, trust me, you're just setting yourself up to fail. It doesn't work when you're in a foul mood playing games. You will notice you will do worse, because you're just toxic and you just don't have a clue what you're doing. You're getting stressed and you're just going crazy and it doesn't work. But when you want to warm up, maybe your favorite song, put your favorite song on and just laugh with your friends and just go crazy. And the happier you are with your friends playing like doubles or something, the better you'll perform. Trust me, it really does work. But what you want to do when you first get on Rocket League, maybe while you wait for your friend to load on or go and get a drink or something, make sure you jump into a training. Maybe get your favorite training that you downloaded. Maybe it's like a aerial training, goalie training, just like the 50 different scenario trainings, things like that. And then jump into a casual match with your partner that you're going to be playing with, or just yourself if you're going for 1v1s. Play 1 or 2 casual matches and then jump into competitive, thinking, just have the mindset, just be like, this is just chill Rocket League, and you will possibly win some competitive matches. So finally, in this tips video on how to get better at Rocket League, and these tips will definitely make you better at Rocket League. This one's pretty important and it might take a while to explain. So it's kickoffs. Obviously kickoffs are one of the most fun, like, this is a fundamental part of Rocket League, because kickoffs like always happen at least once in a match, obviously because you have the starting kickoff, and most likely it will happen more than once because goals are scored. So kickoffs really can make or break your game, whether they score you the first goal in the first 10 seconds of the match and then you win the game from that, or whether you let a goal in from a really lucky bounce off the wall and then you lose the game. I mean, obviously luck does play a part, but it doesn't really, because you can stop that. So I'm not going to go into full detail on a full tutorial on how to kick off, because that would take ages. That basically a separate video on its own. But I'm going to go through the like basic things of kickoffs. So obviously you saw on the thumbnail as well, this is what you've been waiting for, is kickoffs. So kickoffs do seriously make or break your game. So if you're, let's just go through a few things. So kickoffs, obviously there's different positions that you can start with: dead center, slightly off center, and then diagonal. And obviously if you're in doubles or threes, or if you have more than one person, whoever's on the diagonal should kick off because they're closer. And if you're both in the center, there's always somebody like slightly further ahead. Make sure the person closest to the ball does the kickoff, otherwise you'll be too slow and they'll have a simple shot at the goal, and if you're not ready for it, they're going to score. So that's one thing, everyone should pretty much know this. The closest person to the ball should do the kickoff. Obviously if they want to say I got it in chat, then they can, but make sure that happens. And second of all, when you're going for a kickoff, you want to be looking at what you're doing, but hopefully after practice your kickoff should be, again, second nature. Rocket League is literally basically muscle memory at this point. That's what Rocket League is. So once you can master kickoffs, or your style of kickoffs, or you can do kickoffs simply without having to actually look at every part of your car. You want to be looking at the opponent coming in from the other side. Now you want to see and try and figure out if they're going to get there first or if you're going to get there first, because obviously if there's like a millisecond between it, you won't know and you do your kickoff as normal. But if you can see that they're faster, maybe you want to prepare yourself to slightly angle away and see if you can get the hit afterwards and rebound off into their half. If they're going too slow, however, what you want to do is when you hit the ball, don't hit the ball with a flip. Hit the ball normally and then flip slightly after, because what will happen if they're going slower than you, you'll hit the ball and then the ball will bounce off them. And if you don't do the flip, the ball will go over you and straight into your half. But if you do the flip, you can do like it's like a blooming game of ping pong or whatever it is. But what you want to do, but yeah, what will happen is you'll hit the ball, they'll hit the ball, but you'll have that flip to go over and obviously maybe score a goal or set your teammate up or just basically win the kickoff because it's in their half. Also though, winning a kickoff is great, but if you've got no boost afterwards, it's not always that great. So thinking about it, obviously you and your opponent will have similar amounts of boost because there's only a limited amount of boost you can have and pick up in a kickoff. But when you're doing kickoffs, try and pick up each of the small pads, because even if you just have 12 boost after a kickoff, that could literally score you a goal, because if your opponent has 0 boost and you have 12 boost, that 12 boost can give you the extra momentum to dribble past them and score a goal just like that on kickoff. So kickoff goals are the best because it just puts you that step ahead. So when you're doing kickoffs, just make sure you think about getting boost and thinking about your opponent and what's going to happen. Try and predict the future on what's going to happen with this kickoff. So also, last basic thing about kickoffs is try and implement flips. Actually, always implement flips into your kickoff. So if you just do kickoffs in a straight line, you're not going to get the fastest possible kickoff possible. But if you implement a front flip into your kickoffs, then you will get to the ball faster, guaranteed. Whether or not your opponent is faster, we don't know, but you will definitely get to the ball faster than you would if you just drove in a straight line. So hopefully that helps you and think about your kickoffs. But basically, that is 6. Yeah, that was 6 tips and tricks that will definitely make you better at Rocket League. Obviously guys, if you do enjoy this video, then leave a like and subscribe if you're new. But also, if you want a new sort of tutorial tip trick video, then let me know and tell me guys, what do you struggle at as well? Is there things like aerials, air dribbles, kickoffs, saves, anything like that you struggle at? Let me know and I might be able to help with just a comment or possibly a video in the future. But anyway guys, this video has been quite long. Hopefully these tips have been useful. You can like relax and listen to them and understand what you want to be doing, and hopefully maybe there's just one section that you need to learn, so just go back and watch that again so you understand. But anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.